Hello everybody, this is Murray back with you for the February 1st edition of the News Reviews. And we're going to go through it and just give you touch on some things, and we're not going to get real involved. You should have your paper. If you don't have it, you should get it soon. Or you can always go to LavacaCountyToday.com. So I'm happy to have Michelle back with us. Michelle has been on here several times, and she'll probably be on here a lot more times. But how you doing, Michelle?
I'm great, Murray. I'm happy to be back.
Well, that's great. Well, maybe we ought to start off with the weather.
It's cold.
It's cold. It's been mighty cold, and up toward Austin and up in that area, boy, they got all kind of ice. And in Dallas, they even had to shut down some freeways. So I guess we're lucky on that part.
Yep.
Well, let's just start off then with the Hallettsville Tribune Herald. And we've got the Citizen of the Year name.
Yes, I think it's Defabal.
I believe it's right, yeah.
She seems like a very sweet little lady. Yeah. And well deserving of this award. I was able to attend the banquet. It was a great time. Hallettsville Chamber did a wonderful job, and I'm sure she was very honored to get this award.
What else did they do there?
We had some tables set out. I think there was probably 10 to 12 vendors. We got to walk around, talk to them. It was great. I got to meet a lot of people I do ads for here at the paper, and so that was nice. People are new to me, so that was fun. And then we had a great meal of roast beef. They did some door prizes. I won some alcohol.
All right.
Yeah, and so it was a great night. I was highly impressed.
And this right here, what is that?
That is the outstanding senior students. So there was there was one girl, but there was 3 kids from each school. So 3 students from Sacred Heart and 3 from, Hallettsville High, and they were nominated. And then 1 was selected from each school to be the outstanding, I think it's high school student. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
So that was a big honor for them.
All right. Well, I'm glad you were there, so you knew something about it. And then we've got the livestock show sale results, jury trials, Henry Joe Yashek's town chatter. We can't forget that, or Hank will get mad at me. And let's see, we're going to go on down.
The Ehlers ad, it was my first time doing it, and I want to thank those lovely people at Ehlers for putting an ad in the paper, running this amazing sale, working with me so well. We've talked about every time I think we're on here, Murray, you mentioned how big advertising is for our paper, and it's really important. It also helps our businesses to advertise, so we're doing them a service and they're helping us out at the same time. But I had a great time working with those people down there. They're amazing. They were easy to work with, and I highly recommend you go check out this sale. There's a lot going on at Ehlers.
You bet. We appreciate their ads. They run them quite frequently and have been doing so for a good while. And my wife and I, we've shopped at Ehlers and bought quite a few items. They're good people, so I encourage you to visit them. And Michelle did a good job on these ads. And we'll go on down now, and this has kind of been the buzz around town about the city council and the library. And there's been a lot about it on social media. I'm not going to get into the details, but it's in your Hallettsville paper on page 7A.
I don't know much about it. I do know that I'm not from Hallettsville, but I've heard a lot about it, so it is a big topic going on. And, whatever it's worth, that is a great library. I've been in there a couple of times. It's well kept, and these ladies have done a great job at it. So whatever's going on, I hope it works out so that the library continues its success. You
bet. They do a good job. And I see we have Kostelnik was crowned 2023 Queen of Lavaca County Czech Heritage Society, and her photograph is on page 7A.
And I think she's the former Miss Hallettsville, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's on page 10. It's a 2-section paper, and on page 10 we have a big livestock page, and I guess that's pretty much all the winners. Now we're going to go on over to Chef Crofton's sports page, and he's got quite a few color pictures. He's got some good pictures, and he's got a real good picture here I like of the Sacred Heart girl going for the basket. She does a good job. He's got both high schools pretty well covered, and he also has some stuff in here about soccer.
Yeah, I think they got their first win, which it's their inaugural season. So it's a lot of growing pains there, but we're happy for them that they're starting to work and groove together there to pick up that win.
I wonder what district they play in.
I think for the first year you don't get a district,
okay.
like in the inaugural season, but I'm not real sure.
Okay.
But I think they'll be with Yoakum and those in the future.
The regular ones that we have in football, maybe?
Correct.
Anyway, you need to check that out. Chuck Scotty's column on here talking about the Super Bowl. And then we have local events. And I think that's pretty well. I don't know of anything else unless Michelle's got something.
The chamber had some ribbon cuttings, and so they're welcoming. I think both of the businesses were established. One moved here, and one has new ownership. So always support your local businesses. It means a lot to them, just as much as supporting your local papers.
You bet. For the most part, they support us, and so we certainly need to do the same thing. And don't forget your classifieds, folks, and don't forget to check out our website at lavacacountytoday.com. Have you got anything else for Alex?
No.
All right, we're going to move on over now. The Shiner Gazette. And you ought to know a lot about that.
I do. I mean, I spend a lot of my time here, but I do know that we have great things going on. Our local schools, Shiner ISD, hosted a UIL meet, and St. Paul kids came over, made the long trip across the tracks, and they have a picture of some of the winners from that. And I think on the front page, a lot of proms are going on, and they have the prom king and queen on there.
There's St. Paul's king and queen.
And then we have the chamber banquet, which ours is called the Business Expo. That'll be this Friday night, and we're excited to do that. We'll have a silent auction that raises money for the royalty scholarships, along with the YAC Kids, which is Youth Action Team, which those are kids that come and volunteer for chamber events to help better serve our businesses. So it's a great event to help support for their scholarships.
Yeah, you need to keep that in mind, all you folks in Shiner. And I see we also have a little article about the Shiner Businessmen's Club having their 41st annual area Big Buck Contest awards banquet. And I believe that's coming up this Saturday. February 11th, is that Saturday?
2 Saturdays, not
Two
this
Saturdays.
one.
Okay.
You're moving too fast. Right?
That's why I have you here to correct me, because
it's hard to believe it's already February.
Yeah, really. And we've got the Shiner Chamber welcomes People's State Bank. Is that right?
It is.
And look who we got on this picture. On the far left is a lady that I'm talking to right now.
It's amazing. I feel like I've made the papers so much since I started working here, or I'm just recognizing it. I think that y'all are just trying to make me feel good.
No,
we're happy to welcome all these new businesses. Please continue. The current drive is going on for the chamber. We have big things coming, and I'm proud to be a part of the chamber board.
Do you know anything about these sports in Shiner this week?
I know that sports are always good in Shiner, right, Murray?
You bet.
I'm not real sure what's been going on. I know that the Lady Comanches, I think they're still undefeated in their district, and the Cardinals keep moving along.
Yep.
Looks like they got a win over KOHL. What does that stand for? Let's see. Kerrville, Our Lady of the Hills. So congrats to them.
Comanches scrape out win over Bloomington, and the Lady Comanches win defensive bout with BHS. I think that's
Bloomington as
Bloomington, yeah. But anyway, both of these stories and all are written by our sports editor in Shiner, who is Mark Luby, and Mark does a good job. He's also got pictures in here, and these are the Comanche football players that win postseason awards. And from listening to their games and watching their games, these are some good athletes.
Yeah, they have a lot to be proud of.
You bet. That Dalton Brooks, boy, the Aggies ought to be real happy.
They should be.
Yeah. Well, me being a Longhorn, I'm still gonna pull for you, son. But I sure wish you'd have come to Texas. Anyway, we'll go on down. We've got the Tri-County Umpires Host Clinic, and we have a picture of the 8th grade basketball girls. I believe that was, that's St. Lumidia?
Manila, yeah.
Yeah. Is that where the junior high is or for
So
or is that the whole school?
Yeah, no, it's Ella our pre-K through 8th grade is St. Lamilla, and then high school is St. Paul.
Okay. Shiner Junior High band students place well at competition. And they got quite a few kids here. You know any of these kids?
Shiner band is super big and popular, and of course they won state this year. So these guys, I think most of them were part of it. I think 8th grade you become a part of it. So the 7th graders may have not gotten that chance yet, but I think they will.
Well, both of these pictures are 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah, so
I don't know if that means anything.
Yeah, so they're getting ready to be part of the big legacy of Shiner Comanche Band.
Well, that's good. How many of you are going to watch the Super Bowl?
I think I am, but I just found out really who's in it last night, so I'm not too into it, but I always love the Super Bowl. It's a fun tradition. I feel like I used to just root for the Cowboys, but it's been a long time for them, so you have to pick someone new every once in a while.
I'll tell you, there's something unique about it is both of the quarterbacks in that game are from Texas. Jalen Hurts is from Channelview, and Patrick, he's from I believe it's called White House. I had to ask Chuck Groff where it was at. He said it was in East Texas, and I may be saying the wrong name, but it was White something, I know that. And we got the Lavaca County EMS Awards, and they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures of them receiving their awards and what have you.
Yeah, always tell those guys a big thank you. We're lucky to have that local.
And again, we'll give a shout out to Patex Grocery for running their big ad in here pretty much every week. In fact, I think it is.
It is every week, yeah.
So we're going to move on from Shiner. I think we pretty well covered that. And we're going to go over to the Yoakum Herald-Times, if my internet will cooperate with me. And we've got an article about the commissioners splitting on the solar farm project. And this was written by Hans Lammerman, which was the first co-host with me on this broadcast. And Hans has gone on to be a freelance journalist, and we wish him well. And he still writes some for us. He pretty well concentrates now on Yoakum and then over in DeWitt County. Did you hear anything about the chamber meeting over there?
I know that they had I think it was the day after the Haltzel one, and I know Nadine was over there, who works in our Yoakum office, and she covered that banquet as well. All these banquets go for good. Chambers are great for their community, and they also had some Top Citizens Awards, so read more about that to see who got that.
No, that's a contributed photo about the pro-life rally that was here in Hallettsville. I don't know, January 28th, that's when it was. It was last Saturday?
Yes. I
believe that's right. But anyway, it's about a 5-column color picture. And then we have other pictures by Hans. This is about DeWitt County hosting a press conference. And
yeah, they recovered a lot of money. That's what Henry Yoshek told me.
Yeah, well, I'm sure Henry knows.
Henry would know.
Yeah, as I call him, Hank. I think he likes that nickname. He won't just come out and say, but I'm pretty sure that he does.
He said he told me today he likes new things. So a new nickname is new good things.
Oh, okay. Hans Lammerman has his Yesteryear in Yoakum column, and he's going back to February 1st to 1966. And he's got a story about burglars and about a Air Force major in Yoakum back then. So thank Hans for that column. And there's a column in here by myself. It's called Lavaca County and the Raw Frontier. And this column has been in the other papers, but I think because of space that the Yoakum Herald-Times was holding it back. So if you're around or from Hallettsville in Lavaca County, you might like to read this. I thought it was pretty good. I was taking information that I had gotten out of a book that was called The Raw Frontier, and he covered Lavaca County in that book. So if you get a chance, you might want to pick that page out and read it. Here's service awards for the Yoakum Rotary Club. Yeah. That's a 6-column color picture. We're at the Herald-Times Sports. Mark Luby has a lot to do with this, and he's got Lunch with the Bulldogs. So that was held January 26th, and Jaden Jones spoke to the students. and they have a picture of that.
Yeah, I think it's where like the older athletes get to have lunch with some of the elementary kids. It's a great mentor program going on in Yoakum.
Yeah, I think over here they have a basketball game between the X's and the regular team. But he's got several pictures on here, and I'm going to give credit to Raymond Rosas, R-O-S-A-S. Now, I had pronounced it Rojas several weeks back, and Hans Lemmerman told me that was wrong. And he said it's Rosas. So however it is, thanks for the picture, young man. You did a good job. And we got the Lady Bulldogs, earned a big win over the Lady Brahmas. As always, Mark Luby does a good job. More pictures, a society meeting, and new members receiving pins. And there's another one of my columns about Deaf Smith, but we won't go into that. And don't forget your classifieds if I hadn't said it already. We got to promote them because you have a lot to do with that, don't you?
I do, and it's very important that people take the time to advertise with us and that we take the time to look at it. It's how you know what's being sold, what's going on, what jobs are available. Super important to our communities.
Yep. And also in the B section, I believe that's B section. Yeah, 6B, we have some more color pictures of the Yoakum High School prom royalty. Do you know any of these kids?
I don't know them, but there was a lot of proms going on last week, but it was pretty kind of cold and rainy like it is now. So I think proms have moved up a lot. They used to be kind of towards the end of the school year. Now they keep moving up and moving up.
We also have a 6-column picture here of the 2023 Yoakum High School Lady Bulldogs soccer team. Now, Hallettsville just started playing. Do you know how long they've been playing?
I would say 3-4 years. It hasn't been very long either. Okay. But it looks like they're growing in numbers and success. So congrats to them. I
don't know if they've got a limit in high school as to how many people they can carry on the team. Probably not. And then we have the Tri-County softball umpires. And I'm going to talk about them when we get in Moulton because we have the same story over there. But as far as I'm concerned, I believe that's about all.
All right. Well, we're going to go on to the Moulton Eagle now. There was jury trials. 5 jury trials were set in that 25th District Court. And so it's going to tell you a little bit about what they were charged with. Each person, of course, we're not going to go through each person. But that is public information, and you guys are free to check that out on your own. And
we had the Shiner Businessmen's Club banquet. I don't know if we talked about that a while ago.
Yeah, I think it's coming up on Saturday. Not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Yeah, okay. Local election filing period closes on February 17th.
And I think that's probably for almost all communities are electing city officials, so make sure you pay notice and attention to who that is.
Now, here's another story. I think it's the same story by Hans about the Rise Up for Life rally. Only I didn't see the pictures in the other paper.
No, they just had that one of them marching, so these are a little different. So.
And then we have a new column from me. It's called Captain Burnett's Traveling Whale Show. Wow. And it's kind of a silly thing. I had a lady wrote me years ago talking about she used to go to that whale show in the 30s.
Is it like a circus? Or?
Well, they brought in a big old truck, and they had all these seagoing creatures stuffed in that truck. They were stuffed, or they were stuffed in the truck. Anyway, it's kind of a silly one, but it's true. So if you want to read that, that's fine. And then we go on to page 3, and here we have the Moulton Sports. And we have this story about the Tri-County softball umpires hosting a clinic. And we've got, I think Bobby did this, but we have 4 pictures of people that were involved and that got awards. You might want to check that out. And we also have a little story here from Mark Luby about the Moulton Kittens winning over Runge and Ostwell Tivoli. That's all the sports that we've got. Republican women, we have that. I think that was in several ones. Pretty much closes it out. We've got, that's more of the Rise Up for Life. We got a 4-column picture of that on the back page. That's about it for the Moulton Eagle. We had a whole lot of news. Didn't get to cover it all. But anyway, that's going to be all from me. Now, do you have anything you want to add?
I don't think so. I'm just happy to be back, and just always check out as many papers as you can that we produce. They do all cover some of the same things, but a lot of different stories and what's going on in the local communities. But I think it's really fun that we live all so close together. So what's going on 10 miles down the road, it definitely could be important to us.
Yeah, it's just like we're all in the same neighborhood.
That's it.
But speaking of things, I was just wondering, are you involved with the Girl Scouts selling cookies?
I am, but we're almost done, thank goodness. My daughter is a Girl Scout in Shiner, and her troop is still selling cookies till next Friday is our turn-in date. And then I think we're going to have a few booths at Bee's Place in Shiner that are going to finish out our sales. So whatever we have left, so check out Bee's.
Well, you didn't ask me if I wanted to order some.
Do you want some Girl Scout cookies?
You bet I do.
All right. Well, I have some left, and I'm going to be bringing them to the office, looks like, in the next couple of days.
That sounds good. All right, everybody, that's all from me. I'm going to be telling you goodbye, and we'll let her finish it up.
All right. Well, this is the end of this podcast, and I hope to hear or be back with you guys soon. And if you ever want to advertise, feel free to give me a call, or a email is probably the best. It's ads@lavacacountytoday.com.
You bet. Goodbye, everybody.